Last week, I went camping with Kevin at Lake Elsinore in Riverside County, California. This time, I went solo camping with the FJ Cruiser at Joshua Tree. So before I went on my camping trip, I got my second COVID-19 vaccine, and I was really worried about how it was going to affect me and if I was going to be okay in time for my solo trip. It really, really knocked me out, made me thirsty, made me sleepy. I did not accomplish anything for that day, but I was fine by the time I was ready to start packing for my camping trip. One of the things I hadn't planned for is the fact that Joshua Tree is mostly rock, so those were the only two stakes I could get into the ground. After that, I tied the tent to that bench and just hoped I didn't get super strong winds. I did put the rainfly on and off as necessary for shade, and I spent most of the earlier part of the day inside the tent. Once the sun went down, I was sure to come outside and start prepping for dinner. I really hate to have to say this out loud, but I find that I'm not a very good camp cook. The food just doesn't taste the same way that it does at home, and so I think a lot of it ends up looking a lot better than it actually tastes. I cleaned up immediately after I finished eating, put all my utensils to soak so they'd be easier to wash in the morning, and then I started trying to figure out how to take the rain fly off again so that I would be able to see the stars for the night. Then I decided, you know what? It's a beautiful evening. I think it's time for a walk. Once the sun went down, I decided to spend the rest of the evening in my tent reading and enjoying the view. I woke up that morning to people peeling out of the park at sunrise, just trying to beat the heat that was about to roll in. So I decided, you know what, I should probably do the same. But before I left, I took Samson up to Indian Cove Nature Trail, which is where I first fell in love with the Joshua Tree area in 2019. It was so amazing to just bring him back to where it all began. So, what tiny snippet of my life will I share next week? I did say that Kevin and I are already on our way to Wyoming, so I think next week what I'll talk about is what it's like to prep for a long-term trip. We're going from Southern California to Northern Wyoming in 31 days. No, it does not actually require 31 days to go that distance, but we decided to take the very long scenic route. That means a lot of movements for our rigs and our pets, so we do have to take extra precautions that we might not otherwise take for just moving the rig for an hour or 2 or 3 or even 5 hours away. So I guess that's what we'll cover when I see you next week. Bye!